Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Baldur's Gate Saga Completionist playthrough with SCS. Now, before our journey to Baldur's Gate City, which is kind of our next major destination, we need to conclude some unfinished business that I have left here in the south, because this is kind of the area that I don't really want to go back to. Anyway, first let's level up Jaheira. She's going to be level 6 in Fighter now, which means that aside from this Thaco reduction and additional hit points, she also gets a proficiency point. And since that's her last proficiency point in the game, I don't think it makes much sense to go into anything new on her. And, you know, this sword and shield style could be something to spend that last point on, but it just gives so little that I generally don't like this option. So I think I'm going to just round her up with a second point in quarterstaves. Maybe we're going to use a staff of striking or something at some point in the game. And yeah, now let's travel to Nashkel. Stop by the carnival after we deal with this ambush. Oh, by the way, you don't need to be using these arrows. You can use these for the upcoming encounter. Alright. Now, as I was saying, let's make a stop at the carnival. There's a few things that I wanted to, well, possibly pick up from here. I think this guy has some arrows of piercing, so I'm going to change to my charisma cloak.
I've got the best prices this side
And yeah, let's buy these. So we have 10 of these.
Your concern?
Not much, but I might use them on some encounter. And now I'm going to check these. This is the magical trinket vendor. I'm going to check his stuff.
Yes, certainly.
Because we might go for some of these scrolls. Like, we don't have a protection from acid scroll. We might buy that. Since our financial situation is so good, I can probably buy like one of each. Or maybe even clear him out. Although, we have so much protection from fire stuff, I don't think... Well... let's take all of it. I mean, I don't really want to be back here. Ever again.
Really it is.
So, just to be sure, just to have options. Alright, now we're going to change our spells a little bit and rest here. So, believe it or not, we will memorize one sleep on Imoen. There's a reason for that. And here, instead of this Detect Illusion, we're going to memorize Protection from Fire. And we're also going to memorize Protection from Fire on Yeslik, because in the upcoming encounter, the enemies are neutral aligned. So Holy Smite isn't really going to do much, and these spells are not going to do much, pretty much. But we're going to have another protection from fire from Yeslik, and I think that's pretty much it. Let's rest. Alright, and now we have a couple of things to do in Nashkel. Nashkel itself. First, I'm going to do kind of like an Easter egg encounter that not everyone probably knows about, even, because it's pretty well hidden, I guess. I'm just going to get some quick buff ups here. Basically, our plan here, the fight involves a high-level mage, I think a level 9 mage, with an exceptionally high health pool. I think he has over 100 HP. He has a lot of different elemental resistances and stuff like that, and of course SCS pre-buffs and SCS AI. So basically, he also summons a lot of Phoenix Guards, which are very specific creatures, because upon death, they explode in a fireball that's pretty deadly, so we have to be protected against fire. That's the reason I memorized these protection from fire spells. And also, the thing about them is they have to be overkilled by quite a bit of damage. I think it's like, you need to overkill them by 2d4 damage, I think. So the game rolls, you know, sometimes you might have to overkill them by like 8 damage for them to actually die. If you don't do that, they will immediately respawn with full health. But a lot of them only have 8 health, so they pretty much die in one hit. You just have to make sure that, you know, you deal like 15 damage around there. And there's some of them deal have like 40 or 48 HP, something like that. There's they all are called Phoenix Guards, but there's actually like 2 or 3 types of them in the game files actually. Anyway, our plan of action is going to be to buff up Kiranai. She's going to receive 1 potion of invulnerability for her armor class needs, because these Phoenix Guards, they don't attack. Well, they can actually do some damage from their attacks. So it's nice to buff her up with that, and we're going to give her the Greenstone Amulet, because that mage, I think in SCS, he either is an enchanter or has a chance of being an enchanter, and since he's level 9, he's pretty much guaranteed to have chaos, I think. So we are also going to buff up Senashira with this, but that's for a little bit later. Senashira is not going to, I think, go in immediately, because I want to see what the mage does. If he removes magic, I don't want both of them to be there in the action, because I only have, like, you know, this 1 Greenstone Amulet, and I think I want to preserve a little bit of these charges on the Greenstone Amulet. Alright, so here we can bless up, we can chant. Memoen, you can buff up with mirror images so that no one like snipes you when you go in. And yeah, I think we're going to go forth now.
Make forth the group.
I've done had enough of this.
Yes, certainly.
Yes, a simple
Alright, so the encounter happens when you click on this grave. Beneath the stone, a lump of clay, lies Mark D. the Young, who on the 23rd of May began to hold his tongue. I think that's some kind of an inside joke to one of the developers. Anyway, here comes...
Sorry, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to kill you.
I'm gonna have to kill you, dude. Daer'Ragh, never do that again, or my wrath will be great indeed. So he just goes away the first time you click on the grave.
This way.
It is done.
And then, if we disturb this gravestone again, just make sure we're, 100 fire. If we disturb this again, you have your dagger of venom prepared.
Simple matter.
Dreadfully sorry.
Says, you fools, you really shouldn't have disturbed my gravesite. It was not easy faking my own death, and I'll not have it ruined by your meddling. Face your own death, and the hell flames that go with it. So let him give him a chance to like summon his guys, and to trigger his pre-buffs. Alright, he has improved invisibility, minor globe, stone skin, protection from normal missiles, ghost armor, mirror image, shield. Pretty much the standard combo for a high-level mage. Actually, what also some people might not know is that at least some of these Phoenix Guards, like I think 2 out of the 3 types, actually are level 4, so they are vulnerable to sleep. That's why we're going to cast 1 sleep with Imoen, just to reduce some of the incoming damage on Kiranai, especially if she gets dispelled by remove magic. Alright, and now she's going to start attacking with her dagger of venom. And we might have Koran also try to shoot him to, you know, keep some pressure up, keep reducing his mirror images, keep cutting through his stone skin. Now Jaheira is going to cast Invisibility Purge, so as to dispel his improved invisibility, so we can target him with some spells a little bit later. And Yeslik is not going to be useless for a bit. Alright, so he did cast Remove Magic. Alright, so first order of business. Alright, not many of those got affected by the sleep, actually. You can have a lot more of them be affected. So her actual, her armor class buff, the Potion of Invulnerability, didn't get dispelled. And I actually realized that I forgot to even buff her up with Greenstone Amulet. Wow, that was pretty bad. But we're going to use that charge now. Alright, now she has Mind Shield, and we can keep her, keep attacking with that dagger of venom to hopefully poison him. Alright, now his invisibility is dispelled. Now we can target him with Spell Thrust. Just let's make sure that we're targeting him. Yeah. To dispel his minor globe. And once we're done with that, Yeslik is going to go into action. So yeah, he cast Chaos on Kirinai, but of course she has that Greenstone Amulet. Spell Thrust dispelled his magical protections. As you can see, he doesn't have his Minor Globe anymore, and now we can try to hold him. Because his save versus spell I think is not that high, and this hold person might work. And he is poisoned, so that's already very good. Alright, he wasn't held, but his Phoenix guys were. Alright, now I think it's time for Senashira to go into the fray and add some damage onto our dear Daer'Ragh, so we can finish him off. As you can see, he has a lot of HP, man, but now he's dealt with. Now let's make sure that we deal with these Phoenix guards one by one. Oh yeah, when they die, like I said, they explode in a fireball. Oh, that actually did a lot of damage, because our protections... Kirinai's protection got dispelled, and Senashira's protection just ran out. Alright, Senashira needs to go back, and Jaheira is going to cast this on her. And Kirinai, since she's in the middle of it all, I think she's going to receive this ring, and she's going to receive a potion of fire resistance. So, gulp that. Now she's 90% immune. Now Senashira is at least 50% immune, and I could use probably a scroll on her, or maybe a potion. These potions are pretty good because you can instantly apply the protection. Let's just have Kirinai and Koran over there. See, he immediately respawned because we didn't overkill him by enough, apparently. So that's why that happens sometimes. Alright. But you just have to do it a couple of times and eventually you'll get a high enough damage roll, or, you know, that low enough overkill roll that they're going to just explode as they're intended to. Alright, so she got a critical hit on her for quite a bit of damage, so I am going to use a healing potion. And you know what, we're going to just switch our Kansai ladies. Senashira is going to get the ring, and we need to get rid of this archer.
What? A simple matter.
That's not a good decision. That was not a good decision on my part to... Come on, dude. You have to follow Senashira a little bit back. You can kill, like, townspeople with these fireball explosions, like you can kill these kids, or Oblak especially, of course, but I don't want to do that. Let's just kite them away a little bit. Right, now Senashira is going to deal with them. Away from everyone else. You still have your 90? Okay. Let's use a quick heal. Well, you're not getting lucky here. 14 damage. Apparently not enough. Alright, this time it was enough. And now... Alright, everyone is dead. Unfortunately, you know, there's no, like, loot to be had here. Oh. One more. Actually, let's heal first. Come on, dude. Do you still have 90 or only 40? Okay. Only 40. I don't really want to use any more resources. Although 20 damage is pretty dangerous at this point. What's our scroll situation? We have 3 protection from fire scrolls. Let's just use 1. Just to be safe, just not to die here at the very end. Alright, now he got chunked. Alright. I should have protected myself a little bit better when it comes to my whole party. You know, how I had them protected against fire. I should have just used these scrolls, especially on Senashira. I'm just fixing the combat music here. I should have probably used the scroll on Senashira at the beginning, instead of these short-lasting spells. But it wasn't too bad. This fight can actually be really, really nasty. but we've dealt with it pretty handily, I think. Okay, now hey everyone, and we're back here at this quick save I've had from trying to fixing the combat music. Basically, I'm going to show you that later on I've encountered a certain bug. Alright.
Yes?
Why does he say that, dude? I don't want to remove you. Alright, now that is a proper bug, if I ever seen one. And yeah, I've discovered what is the cause of this bug. It's basically a certain reputation that we have, and some other stuff that we basically can't really rest with Dorn in the friendly arm. I will explain all of that a little bit later. But now let's start out from this point again. I think I was about to change the spells of our guys. So let's change them back. And now we have to finish up some stuff before traveling further north. So first off, we need to give this lady her husband's ring.
Hello there.
And it's a very unfortunate, very sad ending to this quest. That's the ring that we found in the Nashkel mines like weeks ago. So after clearing that place, we finally found our way to her home. Anyway, I am going to rest here once or twice, just to get some healing done. Alright, and now we're going to temporarily dismiss Jaheira. Basically, I have a plan in this, and we need to temporarily dismiss, for just a little bit, someone who will travel to the friendly Armin on their own, and Jaheira is the best target here. Like, Yeslik is our man, of course, and we made a blood oath with him. We don't also want to dismiss Imoen, and Koran goes back to the Belching Dragon in Nashkel here, so it's not good for our plans. So we're going to give Jaheira a few days, maybe not even a few days, but a short vacation. So she's going to travel to the friendly arm on her own. And we can do a couple of tricks here involving the recruitment of other characters. Alright, first off, also I wanted to show you that Volo actually updates his stories and tales in between chapters. So of course the latest news here is that we have flooded the Iron Throne mine in Cloakwood, so he has a tale about that. Anyway, what I wanted to do is recruit Shar-Teel for a moment.
Men are pathetic.
And as you can see, I already don't like her attitude. Like, when we say this, she's like, I follow you only because of your prowess in battle. When that falters, so does my loyalty. Well, strike one for you, Shar-Teel. I did not like that. And I think she's going to have a banter here. Yeah. So we have to remind her that she was beaten by a man. You dare. He was lucky, no more. When my debt is paid, I'll slaughter the both of you to prove it. Well, that's really not a wise thing for you to say, Shar-Teel, because now we are going to have to punish you. But first, let's just listen to some of her voice lines. I actually really like Shar-Teel, but, you know, in this playthrough we're going to have to punish her.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
Yeah, a lot of her lines are actually references to different, like, Schwarzenegger movies.
I'll do it. I love bloodshed. Men are pathetic. If it bleeds, I love. Life is made fun by crushing your enemies.
And having them dragged before you and hearing the lamentations of their women, right?
Sometimes the smell of a man makes me sick to my stomach.
That's one of my favorites. Sometimes the smell of a man makes me sick to my stomach. That's a great one.
Steel is the only thing that a woman can depend on. Men never think with their minds.
Alright, anyway, Shar-Teel, since you love men so much, you are going to have the rare opportunity to be able to experience what it's like to be a man firsthand. There you go. Have fun with that belt on. And actually, the NPC Project provides a reaction from her.
Men are pathetic.
And she doesn't like it. Now, if you don't take that bloody thing off me in a hurry, I'll let my sword do the talking, and wipe that bloody grin right off your face. Well, I'm afraid, Shar-Teel, that you're going to do no such thing, because I'm going to dismiss you right now. Have fun being a dude. and trying to figure out a way to get rid of that cursed belt off of you.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
Alright, see ya.
I am here.
See you never.
It is done.
Alright, now we have to travel further north. And I actually didn't mean to click Daer'Ragh. I wanted to click Friendly Armin. Alright, here we have another returning character. Oh yeah, you actually were supposed to have this on you. And I think Koran is going to switch his arrows. Anyway, we have a gift for another character that I actually like quite a bit. But, you know, since we like him so much, we're going to give him a gift. In this playthrough. A nice shiny ring that he might like. For all of the things he had to suffer here. And for his doings in the Black Pits. Sup, Baeloth?
I hope you're satisfied. Look at my clothing! Caked on mud everywhere. Do you have any idea how many hairy, four-legged beasts I had to avoid while making my way here? Wolves, were they? Dwarves? I don't know. Yes! At last, some protection. Protection for you, that is. I will join you, so that you can feel safe.
Okay, Baeloth.
I cannot give my approval for
Now,
what we
since we like you so much, we're going to give you this ring. There you go. Have fun in this world. Have fun trying to make friends and getting some protection for yourself while in this form.
We don't change our ways.
Alright, see you later, dude. So you've already heard that one.
I am here.
Alright, now we're going to go inside the friendly Armin,
Don't let me die.
and we're going to recruit some guys.
Barbarians!
Indeed.
First, I'm going to also dismiss Koran, just for a second. He's going to leave some arrows, his bow, maybe even these arrows, or these arrows, and his stuff like that.
Certainly.
I think we all deserve a pat on the back.
Let's remove him, just give him a short vacation as well,
What is your bidding?
and tell him to stay right here. So you can rest for a little while, Koran. In the meantime, we're going to recruit Kivin back, our old friend.
Yes.
So we're going to have him for a moment. And we are going to recruit Dorn, but for that to happen I will need to edit my reputation here. That's basically connected to that bug that I've showed you before. You need to have a low enough reputation so, you know, he joins you, which you can easily do by like recruiting Baeloth, for example, so that your reputation goes down by 2, down to 18 temporarily, and then recruit him. But then his conversation bugs out a little bit later, because what needs to happen is that once you go to that bridge map, where his last encounter is, because that's why we want Dorn. I want to recruit him just for that one last encounter in his questline. Because if you remember when we defeated Krill, the Necromancer, we got that letter telling that, or saying that Simeon, the last encounter, the last target of Dorn's revenge, is stationed outside of Baldur's Gate City. So once we actually enter that location, a certain conversation from Dorn is supposed to trigger. And if you don't have like the correct reputation, and if you don't do some things correctly, he's basically going to instead trigger the conversation as if you wanted to dismiss him, and it's just going to continue like that. So I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to edit my reputation a little bit lower, because I don't want to like get caught stealing, or I don't want to murder an innocent or anything to accomplish that. I just want to do this last part of this quest chain and basically get rid of him forever. So let me just do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back, and this is a little bit of a nightmare, but I think I figured it out. And now I'm going to just show you re-recruiting Dorn, and then we're going to load a save where I fixed a global variable related to his quest, because still after recruiting him, he basically wouldn't give me the proper conversation when we enter the bridge map that I've mentioned. But I think I have fixed it. So anyway, let's talk to him.
Well met. My blade is wasted in this place. Do you have need of it?
Yeah, we need you for a second. So that's how that's how it looks when you recruit him. I'm just going to load my save now, called Dorn Fixed. And now he should trigger his conversation properly. let's just change the script of these guys.
I am here.
Let us actually equip Dorn with Spider's Bane and this Ankeg plate.
What do you, as you
And then Kivin is going to pick up this stuff from the ground, so he can provide us with some archery support. We don't actually have an armor for him, but that doesn't matter. Alright, and now let's check out if my predictions were true and if Dorn is actually fixed. Let's just give him a little potion here. And let's check it out.
I can almost feel his presence. My patron hums with excitement about this soul. It pulses with energy. Come, we stand at the threshold.
Thank fucking God, dude. I spent like an hour trying to figure this out, and finally, after testing a lot of the global variables and whatnot, it seems fixed. So yeah, this conversation has to happen for Simeon, his final opponent, to even spawn. If this doesn't happen, then he's just not going to be there.
When Simeon's broken body lies at my feet, perhaps I shall reward you with the rest of my tale. But not yet.
Oh wow, Dorn, such sweet reward. I'm going to get to know you better. Anyway, let's teleport a little bit here. As you can see, the drawbridge is now down, and we will have access to the other side of this river. When we cross this bridge, there's going to be a little conversation here.
I serve the flaming fist.
Yeah, and we can be honest here about our point of origin, say Candlekeep. Basically, it doesn't matter what you say. This is going to happen with just slight different conversations, but...
Citizens, please step forward.
yeah, so this is Scar. We're going to get acquainted with him a little bit more once we go into the Baldur's Gate city, and we're going to do some quests for him. So anyway, he asks if we are the group that was involved in the trouble at the Nashkel mines, so we can answer honestly. And yeah, I have to say, you've made quite the commotion up here in Baldur's Gate. I can't really put my finger on a single source, but there have been many strange happenings going on within the city. It's been getting harder and harder for me to put trust in someone. I need outsiders to do some investigations, people with no connections to anyone with the city, within the city. Would you be interested in working for me in such a capacity? Yeah, we're interested. So he tells us more. What I'm about to tell you must be held in the strictest confidence. Do you understand? I need you to begin an investigation of the Seven Sons trading coster. The Seven Sons leadership has been acting strangely of late. They've been selling off valuable assets and neglecting many of their more profitable trading ventures. Considering the importance that the trading coster holds over the economy of this city, the Grand Dukes are noticeably upset. I've gone to talk to the coster's head, Jasso. He rudely rebuffed me, telling me to mind my own business. I've known Jasso for many years, and this isn't his usual behavior. I can't start up an official investigation, as there is no real reason for doing so. That's why I need you. And we can also tell him that we've discovered that the troubles in Nashkel and in Cloakwood involved the Iron Throne, and he says that he's going to look into it, but nothing really comes out of it. It's just more of a, like a, you know, role-playing and immersion kind of option that the game gives you. So yeah, we need to investigate the Seven Sons. That's our kind of like main story quest that we need to do. Alright, first let's just do this Dorn fight. I also brought Kivin here because there's a certain encounter for him right here, but let's not trigger that one yet. Now we will need to just buff up.
I am here.
I think Senashira is going to drink one of these potions of invulnerability.
What?
You are going to use these, and if you run out you're going to switch to that boomerang dagger, I guess.
bother me.
Kivin can use the, you know, arrows +1.
What are you need?
Let's buff up with Chant, and you can buff up with Mirror Images. And I think that's going to be it for now. Now finally, we can do this Dorn quest.
Certainly.
I knew this day would come, Dorn. I'm grateful that you wasted time killing the others before reaching me. You will find me better prepared to face your revenge.
At least you know you deserve my revenge. The others pointed to you, hoping I would show them mercy. Will you also beg?
There is no need. Unlike the others, I know just what a blackguard I face. The diviners cost me a king's ransom, but they showed me the path you followed to gain your powers. Now I have followed it as well.
Knowing the source of my powers does you no good, brigand. Ur-Gothoz will feed upon your soul.
Like, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear Simeon. He is really, really quiet in comparison to like the ambience and music and whatnot. I'll usually do some audio editing to like increase the volume of their voices, but I'm not sure how this is going to come up.
Perhaps, Dorn. But your demon is but one of many, and I am not without a patron of my own.
Anyway, Dorn mentioned Ur-Gothoz, and we're talking about patrons, and this is not a a big spoiler if you know about blackguards or blackguards, as they say. They basically have a demonic patron that grants them some of their powers. So Ur-Gothoz is Dorn's patron, and Simeon's patron is an enemy of Ur-Gothoz called Azothet.
Many enemies. Behold, Dorn. We are both pawns, but only one of us shall be captured.
Yeah, so two demons are going to spawn there, or devils to be more accurate. These guys are not actually like improved by SCS, so they are actually really easy to kill. I just don't want them to cast any spells, so I'm going to attack this priest with Senashira. Yeslik and Dorn can... Oh, I didn't want to talk to this thrall of Azothet. I wanted to, yeah, kill him, and our ranged damage dealers can finish off this mage, I guess. Or Karen, I can actually help Senashira. Alright, that mage is already dead. Oh wow, Dorn did 44 damage to that thrall. That's pretty nice as well.
Yep.
Alright, we can move. Simeon actually has some pretty good stats. He is pretty dangerous.
I am here.
Don't as you wish. Yes?
I've done had enough of this.
Your
You know what, let's just kill Simeon. Right, he's dead, and let's just kill that thrall. And Dorn should have a conversation after this, and we're gonna be done with him. Alright, now we're going to disarm Dorn. Oh, I really need that armor. Okay. Oh, thank you for your armor. I'll take that back. And, yeah.
At last, Simeon lies dead, his patron broken. Ur-Gothoz feasts on the souls of my betrayers. My revenge is complete.
Yeah, we can inquire about the powers.
As I understand it, Simeon accepted the same dark pact as I, only with a different patron, an enemy of Ur-Gothoz. Ur-Gothoz is an outsider to these worlds. Our world interests him, and his power interested me. Our pact makes me his chosen instrument. I know little more than that Ur-Gothoz demands blood, an easy price for me to pay while pursuing my vendetta. Your path has been even bloodier. Perhaps I should continue to follow it at your side. Yes, even as I say so, I sense Ur-Gothoz approves. Will you keep me by your side?
No.
Either you jest, or your judgment has lapsed, and I am not a man who enjoys...
I am here.
No, Dorn, we will not have you, and we will get rid of you now. So that such an evil as you cannot roam across the realms.
Indeed.
Just like that. Alright, so I think this is going to be the end of this episode. We are going to continue in the next one, because this was quite a disaster, like behind the scenes, I guess. I spent a really long time trying to figure all of this out and fixing the bugs and whatnot. But so anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. I'll continue in the next one, and I'll see you then.